Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I am Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. I get this question frequently, especially in the comment section below, so I thought we'd spend a few minutes and try to clear this up for you. So let's talk today about, are there any ammunition restrictions in Washington State? Okay, before we get rolling, you guys know the drill. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like button down below. If you want to stay up to date on issues related to your Second Amendment rights, both on a statewide and nationwide level, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. Click the little bell logo if you want to be notified when we post new videos. And most importantly, let's keep the comments and discussions coming. That's how we're going to get our videos out to more lawful and responsible gun owners like yourself. Okay, so the issue for discussion today is, are there ammunition restrictions in Washington State? And for sake of our discussion today, I am going to break down ammunition really into essentially three categories. Number one, the type of ammunition that we would carry to the range, our full metal jackets, ball ammo, plinker ammo, whatever you want to call it. Number two, ammunition that we might carry for self-defense. And then number three, ammunition that we might use for outdoor sports, primarily hunting. Now, for those of you who've been watching the videos in the past, we know several things about RCW 9.41. We know that in RCW 9.41.190, it outlaws a series of firearms which we cannot lawfully possess in Washington State. Machine guns, short-barrel shotguns, short-barreled rifles, unless we're in compliance with the ATF. We can't own bump stocks or anything like that. But nowhere in RCW 9.41.190 does it list any type of ammunition restrictions. Now, we also know in RCW 9.41.270, the legislature has listed a litany of weapons that we cannot possess: dirks, daggers, sand clubs, and such, slungshots. But again, in that statute, there is no ammunition restrictions. So the moral of the story for today's video is barring a couple of exceptions when it comes to fish and wildlife regulations, there are no ammunition restrictions in Washington State. So that means that when we talk about full metal jacket rounds, plinker ammo, ball ammo, whatever you want to call it, anything that you are choosing to take to the range for purposes of range shooting, target shooting, is perfectly lawful in Washington State. Now let's talk about self-defense ammo, primarily handgun ammo. Now, for most of you who are familiar with firearms, you'll know that self-defense ammo is different than the target shooting ammo. They are hollow points that are intended to expand upon impact, thus transferring more of the velocity and force into the target. They're also safer in the event of an accidental discharge. Hollow point rounds in Washington State are perfectly legal. Now, as you know, there is a very trendy round out there. It's done by G2 Research. It's called the RIP. It comes chambered in 9mm. And the radically invasive projectile is a round, as you can see right here, which claims to break off into 6 different wound channels and makes all sorts of claims as to its effectiveness. Now, as effective as they claim it to be and as radical as the design it too is still legal in Washington State. Now, the other question I frequently get is about rifle ammo, in particular the 5.56 or 223 Remington green tipped. What is a 5.56 green tipped? Well, as you know, a green tipped bullet actually has a partial steel core in it, and it's designed to help the round penetrate hard targets such as armor, steel plates, and such as that. They are essentially armor-piercing bullets. Are those legal in Washington State? The answer to that is yes, they are. Yes, you can purchase green tip ammo. Yes, you can run green tip ammo downrange. Now, there are a couple of ammunition restrictions that I want you to be aware of, and they primarily deal with fish and wildlife regulations. Now, we know that in RCW 9.41, we have all of our firearm regulations. We also know in RCW 77.15, we have most of our fish and wildlife regulations. However, we also know from videos we've previously done, and we'll put the links for them down below, that the Washington Administrative Codes also provide further description and further regulations beyond just what the statutes provide. Under WAC 220-414040, if you are out hunting waterfowl with shotgun, you cannot, under any circumstance, use toxic shot. All ammunition that is used for hunting waterfowl must be non-toxic shot. If you are discovered by Fish and Wildlife using lead shot, you are going to face a significant and stiff penalty. The other restriction you need to be aware of is found in WAC 220-414020, which lists the minimum calibers required for hunting big game. In Washington State, the minimum caliber in which you can hunt big game is a 24 caliber, or essentially the .243 Winchester. The only exception is you can use .22 rimfire if you are hunting cougar. All other big game you must use at least a 24 caliber or greater. So the moral of today's story is absent a couple of Fish and Wildlife regulations, which requires non-toxic shot to be used when hunting waterfowl and has certain caliber requirements when hunting big game, there are no other ammunition restrictions in Washington State currently. That means whatever type of ammo you want to take to the range, whatever type of personal defense ammo you choose to conceal carry with you, whatever type of ammunition you choose to hunt with, so long as it is the correct caliber, there are no restrictions in Washington State. Listen, you may have more questions about ammunition restrictions or anything related to your Second Amendment rights, and if you do, don't ever hesitate to contact us at WashingtonGunLaw.com, or of course you call us directly at 425-765-0487. Listen, part of being a lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time at Washington Gun Law, is to know what the law is in every situation and how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching. Stay safe.